repeated roots. Already in polynomials and polynomial equations, we learnt many things related to the roots, related to the factors, the way of finding roots, and the way of establishing relation between roots as well as the coefficients of the polynomials. We did many problems and we did many logics and concepts. Okay. Now the next idea is multiple roots or repeated roots. The name itself is explaining that the root is repeated. The root is occurring in a multiple number of times. Just you look at this particular polynomial or polynomial equation, x minus 2 whole cube into x minus 1 is equals to 0. When you list out the roots of this particular polynomial, see what are the roots? Either this is 0 or this is 0. You may say that the roots are 2 comma 1. The different roots are 2 comma 1. In particular, if you mention the roots are 2, 2, 2 and 1 because it is x minus 2 whole cube, right? See, this is x minus 2 whole cube. As per the fundamental theorem of algebra, every polynomial equation of nth degree has n roots, and that's why this x minus 2 whole cube must have 3 roots, and those 3 roots are same. Okay, so different roots are 2 comma 1, but actually the list of the roots are 2, 2, 2 and 1. Here when you observe, this 2 is repeating for 3 times. So we say that 2 is a multiple root. Okay, here 2 is repeating for 3 times. So 2 is a multiple root of polynomial, a multiple root of given polynomial. And it is occurring for how many times? This multiple root of the given polynomial is occurring for 3 times. Okay, so 2 is a multiple root of given polynomial with the multiplicity. We call it as what? Multiplicity. Multiplicity is the number of times of the root occurring, with multiplicity as 3. Okay, because 2 is occurring for 3 times. See, this is basically the concept related to the multiple roots. If we have a polynomial equation of this format, easily by observing that we will confirm roots as well as multiple roots and the multiplicity of those multiple roots, everything. Okay, for suppose if we have root as well as their multiplicity, based on that we can find the polynomial also, root and multiplicity. For suppose you may take the root as some minus 1, some 3, or the root may be, you may say, some 2, like that. Minus 1 is a root, you just take its multiplicity as 4, 3 is a root, take its multiplicity as 5, 2 is a root, then you just take its multiplicity as 7. Okay, what I am saying is, I need to find out a polynomial, I need to mention a polynomial having roots minus 1, 3 and 2 with corresponding multiplicities. The minus 1 of multiplicity 4, 3 of multiplicity 5, 2 of multiplicity 7. Then the polynomial may be of the format. Then p of x is equals to, since minus 1 is a root, the factor corresponding to that minus 1 is x plus 1. We know it, okay? And they are mentioning that the multiplicity is 4. So x plus 1 is a root and its multiplicity is 4. So x plus 1 whole power 4 is one of the factor. In the same way, x minus 3 with multiplicity 5, x minus 2 with multiplicity 7. So these are the roots with these multiplicities. Then one of the polynomial is this product into some q of x. We don't know, right, whether the other factors are not. See, we don't know about the other factors, right? That's why we need to mention that this product into some q of x. For suppose, if you are required to answer p of x of least degree, these are the roots and they are the multiplicities, and we are going to mention p of x of least degree, then for sure we are very clear that x plus 1 whole power 4 into x minus 3 whole power 5 into x minus 2 whole power 7 is equals to 0 is the polynomial, required polynomial or polynomial equation. Just have a look. In bit A, we just discussed about concept of multiple root and mentioning a multiple root from the given polynomial. Whereas in bit B, if the roots and multiplicities are known, then how to mention the polynomial? That is this bit B. Okay, just have a look and I will give you some more ideas. See, corresponding to multiple root, to decide the multiple root of a polynomial, as well as if a root is occur multiple times in a polynomial, then we need to identify a particular relation corresponding to the polynomial and its derivatives. I think you all know little bit about the derivatives, the basic relations, the basic formulas of writing the derivative. Okay. For suppose if you just look here p of x is a polynomial x minus 5 whole square. See, just to observe the derivatives of the p of x. P of x is x minus 5 whole square. That in the sense, if you take 5 here, p of 5 will satisfy. Now I am going to write its derivative of p of x. So we will represent it by p dash of x. P dash of x is simply nothing but what? Derivative of p of x. While identifying the multiple roots or while solving problems related to multiple roots, this concept of derivatives helps you much better. Okay, and that's why if p of x is a polynomial and I am trying to write the derivative for that polynomial. See, if simply p of x is some x minus 5 whole square, then what you say about the derivative of that x minus 5 whole square? See, as you all know that the derivative of x square is 2x, is it right? Derivative of x square is 2x. As well, derivative of y square is simply nothing but 2y into dy by dx. I think you all know it, okay? With the same logic, here this is x minus 5 whole square. So what is its derivative? 2 times of x minus 5 into derivative of this particular function, just like y, which is 1, and that for constant it is 0, so this is simply 1. So p dash of x is 2 into x minus 5. Right, and for suppose if you wish to write its derivative again, p double dash of x. See, p double dash of x is simply nothing but the derivative of the p dash of x. This is the polynomial. This is p dash of x. We call it as first derivative of the polynomial. This is p double dash of x. We call it as second derivative of the polynomial. Likewise, we will list out third derivative, fourth derivative, and everything. Okay, so p dash of x is 2 into x minus 5. P double dash of x is simply this 2 into 1 is a constant right aside. And what is the derivative of x minus 5? 2 into d by dx of x minus 5 we need to write. So 2 into derivative of x is 1 and for the constant it is 0. This is equals to 2. So this is the polynomial. This is p dash of x and this is p double dash of x. So I will write it directly as 2. Now you just observe the derivatives at the 5. As we know, for this polynomial, 5 is a multiple root of multiplicity 2. Now in this situation, I am going to observe the derivatives of that particular polynomial. See, if you take x is equals to 5, if you take x is equals to 5, what will happen? P of 5 is equals to 0. Clearly p of 5 is 0 because 5 is a root. And what to say about p dash of 5? P dash of 5 is also 0, right? And what to say about p double dash of 5? See, p double dash of x is this 2 and you replace x with 5. Since this is 2, you won't get 0 there. So that p double dash of 5 is not equals to 0. So at x is equals to 5, when you observe the values of the polynomial, value of the first derivative of the polynomial, value of the second derivative of the polynomial, p dash of 5 is 0, p of 5 is 0 and this p double dash of 5 is not equals to 0. So, since 5 is a multiple root of multiplicity 2, only these two values will become 0. That is the observation at this situation. Now for suppose if we have 5 is a multiple root of multiplicity, you may say some 3. If it is 3, actually it is 2, so only two values are 0. If it is 3, I will give you another example after this. If it is 3, then 3 values will become 0. If it is some 7, you may say, like that if you find derivatives for 7 times, the derivatives for all in 7 situations it is 0. Okay, so if 5 is a multiple root of 2, multiple root of multiplicity 2, then two values are 0, like for first polynomial and the first derivative. In the same way, if for a polynomial and its value is 0 at some point A and its derivative is also 0 at the same point A, then we say that the A is a multiple root of multiplicity 2. That's the converse process. I will mention you. Okay. See, first of all, you just look here. F of x is x minus 5 whole square into x plus 7. Now again here if you look, x minus 5 whole square into x plus 7. We need to list out the derivative for this, and then we need to observe the derivatives relation related to the multiple root here. Have a look. Given polynomial now it is x minus 5 whole square into x plus 7. To write its derivative, treat that as u into v. First function x minus 5 whole square into its derivative which is 1, and the second function x plus 7 into its derivative 2 times of x minus 5. So that's the first derivative. Then we need to think about the second derivative. Now the second derivative is this. Just look there, this function is x minus 5 whole square. So for this function its derivative is 2 times of x minus 5. Now okay, plus here 2 is a constant, okay, right aside, and now this is the product of two functions, x plus 7 into x minus 5. First function x plus 7 into the derivative of x minus 5 is 1 plus x minus 5 into the derivative of x plus 7 is 1. Now you just look this, you just try to simplify. This is equals to 2 times of x minus 5 plus 2 into this is 2x plus 2. So this is the given function, this is its first derivative, this is its second derivative. You may say it as polynomial function or polynomial equation. Now you just observe it, just I am erasing this, okay? Yeah. I have a polynomial named f of x as x minus 5 whole square into x plus 7. I have its two derivatives. In the same way, there is a chance for you to find out third derivative and so on. But just two derivatives are enough for me, okay? Now here just we are observing, we are identifying the relations on the derivative of the polynomial corresponding to the multiple roots. When you look at this situation, see, this is, we are very clear that f of 5 is equals to 0. F dash of 5 is again 0. Is it right or wrong? When you replace x with 5 in the derivative, this is 0. This is 0 into something, 0. So f dash of 5 is 0. And f double dash of 5. What to say about f double dash of 5? So this is the second derivative. When you replace x with 5 here, this term will become 0. But what about this? It is not 0, right? And that's why f double dash of 5 is not equals to 0. In the same way, if you continue, f triple dash of 5 is also not equals to 0. Like that we will proceed. When you observe all these values at x is equals to 5. We need to observe all these values at x is equals to 5. And after identifying, observing all these things, one thing is very clear. Only two values are 0 at x is equals to 5. Therefore, 5 is a multiple root for 2 times, or you may say multiple root of multiplicity 2 in any way, okay? 5 is a multiple root for 2 times, a repeated root for 2 times, that's it, okay? This is about f of 5. For suppose here x plus 7 is also involved. When you think about polynomial value and its derivatives at x is equals to 7, what will happen? Just have a look. F of minus 7. What to say about f of minus 7? So f of minus 7, replacing x with minus 7, this term will become 0, 0 into something is 0. F of minus 7 is 0. What to say about f dash of minus 7? When you replace x with minus 7, see minus 7 plus 7, this term is 0, but what about this is not 0, right? So f dash of minus 7 is not 0. Like that, if you continue, all the next derivatives are not zeros. When you observe this, only the first value, only one value is 0 here. So we say that minus 7 is a root of multiplicity 1, or you may say minus 7 is just a root, that's it. So when you think about multiple roots, if a root is repeated for n times, then the values for n times are zeros. So the values for the polynomial, its derivative and its derivative and its derivative, like that, for n times all those values are 0. Okay, just have a look. I will give you one more example and I will generalize the situation. Okay, have a look. Just look here, some more examples. Okay, here again p of x is a polynomial x minus 1 whole cube. See, you just observe its derivatives. What to say about, what is p of x and what is p dash of x, what is p double dash of x and what is p triple dash of x, like that we need to continue. Okay, so x minus 1 whole cube is somewhat a simple polynomial to find the derivative. See, p of x is x minus 1 whole cube. Actually we know that 1 is a multiple root of multiplicity 3. Actually we know, and in this situation we are just observing its derivatives and the values of the derivatives at 1. See, after all this observation, we will generalize the concept of multiple root related to the derivatives, and we will use it to solve the problems. That's the actual idea, actual plan. Okay. See, p of x is x minus 1 whole cube, and p dash of x in the sense its derivative. We know that for x cube it is 3x square. So for x minus 1 whole cube it is 3 times of x minus 1 whole square. And what to say about 3 times of x minus 1 whole square? To in finding next derivative. 3 is a constant, and for this x minus 1 whole square its derivative is 2 times of x minus 1. So you just write it as 6 times of x minus 1. What to say about p triple dash of x? See, it is very clear that 6 into x minus 1 is simply 6 into 1. Okay, you see, when you observe this, since we are trying to find the values at x is equals to 1, what to say that? At x is equals to 1. At x is equals to 1, what to say about the value of p of x? At x is equals to 1, this p of x value is 0. At x is equals to 1, p dash of x is 0. At x is equals to 1, p double dash of x is 0. But at x is equals to 1, p triple dash of x is non-zero. If you reach to a polynomial derivative whose value is non-zero, then you stop the process of finding derivatives. Still now it is enough. When you observe all these things, the value is 0 for 3 times, right? Since for 3 times at x is equals to 1, the values are 0, clearly x minus 1 whole cube is a factor, and we say that 1 is a multiple root of multiplicity 3. Actually we know everything. Okay, we know that 1 is a multiple root of multiplicity 3, but we are verifying, we are identifying the same situation related to the derivatives. Okay, now I have another example. Q of x is equals to x minus 2 whole cube, x plus 1 whole square, and 2x minus 9. So finding derivative is a bit complicated actually, because 3 different functions are involved. Okay, you may go with u, v, w rule. Okay, but not see, I am not trying to find the derivatives, but just I will give you the analysis. Okay, when you think about this q of x, you just try to find out q of x, and then q dash of x, and then q double dash of x, and then q triple dash of x, and then q fourth derivative. You may say it as q fourth derivative of x, like that. You just continue. Okay. See, since 2 is a multiple root of multiplicity 3 here, see, you will for sure you will get that q of 2 is equals to 0, q dash of 2 is equals to 0, q double dash of 2 is equals to 0, and q triple dash of 2 is not equals to 0. Because 2 is a multiple root of multiplicity 3, only these for 3 values, the values at 2 are zeros, and the fourth value will become non-zero. Okay, so just no need to find the derivative, just analyze the situation, that's enough. But whereas x plus 1 whole square is involved, when you think at x is equals to minus 1, q of minus 1 is equals to 0, q dash of minus 1 is equals to 0, but if you find q double dash of minus 1 is non-zero value. Why? Because here x plus 1 whole square is a factor, so minus 1 is also a root of that polynomial for 2 times only, so only 2 values are 0, so the third value is non-zero. Whereas if you think about the 9, 9 is also a root, but its multiplicity is just 1. So after finding all these derivatives, you observe only q of 9 is 0 and the q dash of 9 also will become non-zero value. Okay, so with this situation, what I am going to generalize is, if you have a polynomial and it has a multiple root for n times, then the values at that particular point are zeros for n times, and for n plus 1th time for the next derivative itself, the values are non-zero. I will give you the situation. Okay, fine. So G, I am going to generalize. Okay, P of x is a polynomial having a multiple root alpha with multiplicity n. So alpha is a multiple root of the polynomial and that alpha occurs for n times. Then what you say about its derivatives? Then for sure P of alpha is equals to 0, P dash of alpha is equals to 0, first derivative is 0, or you may say P double dash of alpha is equals to 0, second derivative is 0. Like that if you continue, since it is a multiplicity of n, so n values will become 0. N values in the sense, since this is given polynomial, first derivative, second derivative, like that if you continue, P n minus 1 alpha is equals to 0. P n minus alpha is equals to 0 in the sense, n minus 1th derivative of the polynomial at x is equals to alpha is 0 and its nth derivative Pn of alpha is non-zero. Immediate next derivative if it is non-zero, and for n values if the values are 0, then we say that alpha is a multiple root of multiplicity n for the given polynomial P of x. Just have a look. Now using this particular concept of multiple root related to the derivatives, we will solve different problems. Have a look. So just think about that. Solve f of x is equals to x power 4 minus 3x cube plus 3x square minus x. See, and g of x is equal to some another problem. Okay. Now related to this, we need to find the roots. To solve the equations, we have different approaches. Okay. See, using factor theorem or remainder theorem or synthetic division or trial and error method. See, we have different procedures. But here in this situation, we are going to use the concept of multiple roots. See, one thing is very clear, that f of x is of 4th degree. That in the sense, for this f of x, there are at most n real roots. Okay. So it may have 4 real roots. So at most 4 real roots it may have, and I am trying to find all those things. This is f of x. And first of all, I am just trying to write f dash of x. F dash of x in the sense the derivative of x power 4, which is 4x cube, and 3x cube. X cube is 3x square, right? 9x square plus 3x square. See, 2 3 is 6 and this is 6x. Just have a look. Okay. And then for minus x, its derivative is minus 1. So this is f dash of x. And then I am trying to find f double dash of x. Now what you say about f double dash of x? See, x cube, its derivative is 3x square, so 4 into 3x square is 12x square. 9x square, x square is 2x, so minus 18x plus 6x, its derivative is 6, and for 1 the derivative is 0. So this is the derivative of f dash of x, and now try to find f triple dash of x. So you need to find till to reach a linear factor. That's actually my idea. So 12x square, its derivative is what? X square is 2x, so 24x. And for 18x, its derivative is minus 18. And for 6, it is 0. Just have a look. So f triple dash of x is equals to 24x minus 18 is equals to 0. See, our target is to find the root or multiple roots, you may say. Yeah. So this is f triple dash of x, and for sure what to say about f fourth derivative of x? F fourth derivative of x is 24, it is always non-zero. Okay, so don't think about this f fourth derivative. You just pay attention on f triple derivative of x. See what to say about f triple derivative of x. See if it is 0, okay, if f triple derivative of x is equals to 0, then the value of x is equals to 18 by 24 and you may say that 3 by 4. Okay, we need to check whether f double dash of 3 by 4 is 0 or not. Actually, this third derivative is 0 only at x is equals to 3 by 4. Then what to say about f double dash of x? If f double dash of x is equals to 0, what will happen? See 12x square minus 18x plus 6 is 0. Since we are equalizing it to 0, you just divide everything with 0. You will get that 2x square minus 3x plus 1 is equals to 0. You just try to factorize it. That implies 2x minus 1 into x minus 1. Just have a look. 2x square minus 2x minus x minus 3x plus 1 is equals to 0. And that implies x is equals to 1 by 2 or 1. So one thing is very clear. What is that? The second derivative is 0 at x is equals to 1 by 2 or at x is equals to 1 only. So this 3 by 4 is only a root for f triple dash of x. The 3 by 4 is not making the second derivative as 0. So leave that, okay. And this 1 by 2 and 1 are not making this f triple dash of x as 0. So f double dash of x is 0 at x is equals to 1 by 2 and 1. And what to say about f triple dash of 1 by 2, which is non-zero. And what to say about f triple dash of 1, which is also non-zero. Then think about f dash of x. Now when you think about f dash of x, replace x1 here. See, and one thing is very clear that f dash of 1 is equals to 0 as well. F of 1 is also 0. When you observe, when you replace x with 1, f dash of 1 is 0. When you replace x with 1 here, this is also 0. So f of 1 is 0, f dash of 1 is 0, f triple dash of 1, see, non-zero, right? F triple dash of 1 is non-zero, but f double dash of 1 is 0, right? So f of 1, f dash of 1, f triple dash of 1 for 3 times at 1, the values are correspondingly 0. So 1 is a root of this having multiplicity 3. So we say that this is equals to x minus 1 whole cube into some other factor. And finding that other factor is bit easy because we have sum of the roots and product of roots concept, right? Okay, yeah. See, we have a chance to common out x from all these things, right? So x into x minus 1 whole cube is actually the given polynomial. Actually, when you pick out x out from this thing, you will identify that x minus 1 whole cube is the remaining factor. So by algebraic results and by the formula of x minus 1 whole cube, we are very clear that this is x into x minus 1 whole cube. But without identifying directly it as x into x minus 1 whole cube, I just explained you the way of finding the factors or the roots of the polynomial just by using the derivatives concepts in multiple roots. You just have a look. In the same way now you just try to solve this particular problem. Okay? Have a look.